Shalom to all y'all coming in. Um, Let me see how to find this on here. But yeah, the title today is Evil is the New Good. Yeah, that's the title of today's lesson. Evil is the new good. Literally. And all I'm trying to do is make sure I'm up here and I'm live. There we go. I found it. Oh, I'm basically just trying to find my live broadcast so I can look at the comments. And if you could go ahead and let me know if the audio is good. If you're on YouTube and if you're on Facebook, I'm working through that right now. Okay, so let's see. Let me share this too. Yeah, the title of today's lesson is Evil is Now the New Good. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Share. And once I get everything up, we're gonna talk. I'm getting the comments and stuff up, so I'm definitely be looking at what y'all got, your input and everything. But yeah, it's gonna be a good lesson as usual. Very basic. I gotta keep it basic, man, because there's a lot of misunderstandings, I think, going on out there. Okay. But yeah, so you said hit that thumbs up. Okay. Let's see. Audio good. Okay. All right. I appreciate that, brother. But yeah. So the title of today's lesson is Evil is the New Good. I guess that'll load up eventually. And yeah, when you look around and you really read the book for what it's worth, and to be honest with you personally, let me mute this. Okay, and to be honest with you personally, I think it's gonna get worse. Okay, I think it's gonna be Shalom, Michigan, Antonio. Good to see you in there. But yeah, I think it's gonna get worse as far as more and more, evil becoming the new good. And right now, I see a lot of stuff as far as people will even speak on evil, but not give you any action steps or encourage you to stop doing evil. Okay, and it's just, man, it's out there. It's big. I would say one of the main areas, because of course spiritual combat, we teach a lot on relationships, and one of the main areas paralyzing the Hebrew awakening or the Hebrew growth is relationships. There's a lot of relationship problems out there. Hold on. And I think that's one of the main areas. Every time you turn around, you get a lot of brothers. They wake up, they come into the truth, and then their spouse, their husband or their wife might not be in the truth, or there's a lot of rocky areas going on in their relationship, and it just hinders them. There, like I was saying in the last video, there's a lot of people that get into, you got a lot of men or whatever. They get into these relationships. They're the wrong man, or the wrong or the wrong woman, or they're not where they need to be at in their spiritual growth to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And things aren't structured correctly to make sure that doesn't, you understand? Because the Bible makes provisions so that people aren't just blindly jumping into relationships, even though they feel like they're not blind, but they're blindly jumping into relationships. So that's another area of relationships. The other area, of course, is lust. Lust, it drives everything, and that is the elephant in the room among our people by design, right? Isn't that something by design this nation has put on us? All right, I want to speak on this real quick. One of the reasons the homosexual movement moves so fast is because of pornography. You know what I'm saying? Which is still a big elephant in the room in our community. Anything, you start discussing sex, molestation, rape, and everything that goes along that. Another huge elephant in the room in our community. And what's at the core of all these emotions? People, strong emotions, demonic emotions, demonic oppression, demonic possession. These are the elephants in the room in the Hebrew Israelite community and in the black community. And like I said in that video I did the other day, you really can't differentiate between it. That's why this thing is aptly called spiritual combat, spiritual warfare. COINTELPRO, because now I'm not about making excuses of why where we're at. Oh, this is why the white man did this and all that. No. The book tells us they've taken crafty counsel to cut you off from being a people. I was talking about on that video I did a couple days ago, those Nixon tapes that they've been releasing in droves, and the Ronald Reagan tapes, and where these people have considered every aspect of our lives and how to oppress us through them. The women's liberation movement, the abortion thing, the war on drugs. So the war on us using the weapon of drugs, okay? The women's liberation movement, or I would call it the rebellious woman's movement, is more aptly named. The Gayfer movement, because I think my video got flagged the other day, so I don't want to keep saying homo or whatever, but yeah, the Gayfer movement, which the war with homosexuality, so they're killing us through that, okay? And that's like a multifaceted, efficient, effective attack. You're one, pulling the man out the house. You're two, you creating a child molester a majority of the time. 3, you're killing them off. And 4, you're taking a fight at them. Okay? That's the same, so that is the most effective movement out there for destruction of a nation. So, it's not a game. I mean, and so that's another one. And it's, like I said, it's very effective. Like I said, the war on drugs, the war against us using the weapon of drugs. It gives you you see a lot of because of all these different attacks from all these different angles by the elite to cut us off from being a nation. What's the result? The society, or I don't know what you would calls it, but they call it mental health disorder. I call it demonic or spirit disorder. You got a lot of men, women walking around crazy. If you can look it up, the number one demographic affected by mental health disorder is us, our people. But I call it a spiritual disorder. Let's see. Okay. So yeah. So but anyway, I'm painting all these different angles, showing you the attack we're under. And it's funny, man. And I've said this before. Like initially, it was by physical, overt, straightforward force that we were enslaved. Okay. Then it slowly changed into kind of a more legal, lawful, but still external attack on us being being oppressed. Let's say oppressed. The oppression initially was getting our ships chains on us. Okay. Then the oppression was more of a physical force type oppression. Then they released us. Then it was more of a legal oppression. Okay. Then in the 1960s, with Martin Luther King and all that, in that era, it was an economic oppression. They said, "Hey, you're gonna link up with us, and then we're gonna, we're gonna come together. Okay, we're not gonna, keep you out of our stores and our restaurants, and we all gonna be equal. We the people," and all this stuff like that. Go America, okay? And what ended up happening, what? They sucked all the money out the black neighborhoods and left us in the black neighborhoods. Even to this day, because I do real estate investing, or I used to, and I've talked to mortgage agents and real estate agents, and they, one of the reasons, like when you're filling out mortgage paperwork, they keep asking you for, "Hey, we need another copy of your driver's license." They get a copy of your driver's license. So even if you check other on the mortgage application, boom, boom, boom. Somebody was talking about red line areas or something. One of the mortgage people, hey, shalom, Brother Dorian. Brother Dorian might know. He could probably put in there. They talk about red line districts or areas where you can't live. Anyway, I'm not going to get off the topic. The oppression moved to more economic, okay, in the 60s, all right? Then what happened in the in the 80s, the oppression began to become more spiritual and psychological, okay, and spiritual, okay. But we'll get into the spiritual. But it began to become more psychological, psychological, spiritual, both say whatever. But they began to program the women with certain ideologies, okay, and program the men, and fast forward all the way to now, and our oppression, the oppression is totally self-inflicted, and it's totally ideological. It's totally spiritual oppression, and the spiritual oppression is to a level to where it opposes what's written in the Bible. And the oppression has gotten to a level where the so-called spiritual teachers teach the oppression to our people. Okay? So that's why so I went through all that to get you to this point, to show y'all, look, it's like good is the new evil. good is the new damn evil. Now you can speak something that is straight out of the Bible and people are calling you divisive. People are calling you mean, hurtful, and all that. And it's right there in the Bible. But you could tell them, you could regurgitate something that they tell you in this society, and you could regurgitate it word for word, something that's said in society, and again, they'll say you're good. They'll gravitate to you, a lot of people. Okay? So what they've literally done is turn things completely, totally upside down. Okay? Oh, goodness. All right, hold on one sec, y'all. Okay, so, all right. Anyway, I gotta take care of something. I'm gonna have to hit y'all back.